The whole point of this was to get here, folks. Reya Reborn must have completed 40 Descent into Avernus Adventures or variants. I've now completed 40. Completion area 625. Restriction. Only champions with strength 10 or higher and charisma of 13 or higher can be used. This is the Zip Patron Zariel restriction. In each area, additional fiends sent by Zariel appear. We'll talk about those when we get into this. One random fiend spawns at the end of the first wave. An additional fiend is added every 100 areas. So by the time we get to 600, we're going to have 6 fiends spawning at once. There are 6 different kinds of fiends. No, there's 7 different kinds of fiends. And the problem is one of them is real annoying. And we'll talk about that one when we get there. Each fiend has a unique buff or effect on the area. All right, here we go. We're diving in. This was the whole... We wanted to get here. This was the whole point. All right. I'm going to lose it because I already have champions that I wanted that we don't have. Oh my god. I don't have a star in? I can handle not having Whittle. Star in? Alright. Okay, we're going to throw down an hour of speed. Start. Level up here. Now, I'm not trying to build the most perfect formation for this right off the bat. What I want to do is build a formation that can go fast through as many of these areas as possible. And then when we start to have problems, I'll start adjusting my formation. If for some reason we're able to beat it with speed champions, I will be shocked. But, you know, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. I kind of want this like this. I just get people leveled up, and then I'll try to fill in the gaps here. What do we need? We need 3 more champions. Cradle champions of the Forgotten Realms. Categories is a good choice. Make us not as much. Tyrol, Penelope. Are we in a... Is this a zone where we end up on a vehicle? I don't think so. So we're going to Penelope. Half pint. This. We'll just go for the most generic versions of her buffs. We want Dragon Bait or no? We want like Strongheart. Might as well add them in now. I feel like it's going to be this. But who knows? We might have to change that later. We're going to go... Beam. This is going to have a very specific... victory scenario. This formation, a lot of times when you're unlocking evergreens, they give you a challenge that you haven't been given before, but they don't necessarily make it clear what that challenge is. For instance, when you get to unlocking Dragon Bait, the challenge is, up to that point you may have just been building formations that have lots of damage but and fall over when they get touched, whereas when you get to that unlock, you better come with both power and survivability or you're going to get wrecked. Right? Here it's the opposite. So there you have to have some tanks. Here, we're actually going to be trying to finish this with just our best buffers. And if that means no tanks at all, that's fine. It's weird. You don't want anyone to touch your formation after 600 because here's the restrictions that come in from these fiends. A Bearded Devil will reduce your gold find by 99%. Don't care. We got tons of gold find here. A Black Abishai will reduce your champion damage by 99%. Don't really care about that either. There's ways to get around that. An Aranyes means champions damaged by enemies are stunned for 1 second. And getting damaged again resets the timer, so they can stun lock you if they get to your formation. This is why you don't want to let them near your formation. A lemur, ultimate attacks are unavailable until the enemy is destroyed. Thanks, I hate it. Maragon, the damage of all enemies is increased by 200%. Well, if they never get to your formation, you don't got to worry about it, right? Spine Devil, all enemies move 200% faster. Oh no, they're running at us. And then the worst one, well, no, this isn't the worst one. We're going to have to go talk about that Arrhenius again. White Abishai, the base attack cooldown of all champions increased by 1 second. Now, the Arrhenius is the big problem, because when it says champions damaged by enemies are stunned for 1 second, when they're stunned, it turns off all of their abilities. It not only keeps them from attacking, it keeps them from sharing their formation abilities, which utterly turns off any tanks you have and any buffs they might be giving. This is why tanks aren't important here. So when we get further in, we've got to make sure that they're never getting anywhere near our front line ever. Fire breath potions are going to help with that, right? But only if we have a lot of damage. So we can't rely on any of the usual tanking buffs. Tanking buffs are buffs where they start ramping up when you're getting hit. We can't wait around for that. We need buffs that are going to go right away. All right, catching up in chat. Is roughly E19 increase in gold gain decent? E51 to E70 when I swap a gold formation in? Yeah. And that's where you kind of want to hot swap like dirty gold farming. But yeah, that's what you're looking for when you're building like a separate formations, a pushing formation, a gold find formation, and then fire breath hot swap. Click damage is basically pointless. No. Click damage is like the click damage is relevant as long as the area you're on, like I'm on 93, is equal to or less than the level of your click damage. Now I didn't level up my click damage here, but if I did, it's based on my favor because I'm spending money, right? How far could we make click damage relevant? Quite a ways, right? So the more favor you have, the further into an adventure click damage can be relevant. But eventually it will stop being relevant because this game is about formation management. Like you're building a formation. We can go hundreds of levels. I have a lot of favor in Avernus. 266. So I could get to, currently, if I stopped earning gold, I could get to 266. We could probably get over 300 if I kept leveling it up as we progressed. That's a function of your favor. And then you can use potions like this. Large fire breath potion adds a certain amount of your bud to the base damage of each click. And your bud is the damage, is literally your DPS. It's your damage per second. So it's adding a lot of seconds of that and killing things with that right now. That's what I'm using instead of click damage. You already own a champion and they come in an event afterwards. Do you get something instead of that champion? Well, the unlock adventure wouldn't be available to you because you'd already have the champion. But then you'd get access to whatever, like if you got them in a time gate, you might have done one of their variants in that time gate, so that would be locked too, and then you'd have access to all the rest of their tiers of variants. Two days in, I'll just sit back gaping at what Atreides again is. If you have specific questions, we can help. But really, I refer people. I made that new player reference for a reason. It's got links to all of my knowledge, or at least all of it that I've put into forums. But I've got written down into guides. But there's over 170 guides over on the subreddit, so most of it's there when it comes to this game. Yeah, welcome to all the new players. But yeah, you're really trying, once the event rolls around, you're trying to get, if you flex a champion, you're trying to get more gear for them, right? If you already have them. Well, Lurking Rider, I was just going based off what maybe I'm at 25,000 hours on Steam. The problem is I got so many hours on other platforms. I have no real way of knowing how much time I put into this. Codes. So when you enter a code, you click on the chest icon, and this is called a cryptex. It's the locked box here. You copy paste the code. You just copy paste it in. That's why we let you copy it out of chat, and then it gives you chests. Gives you chests. Oh wait, we got a collection quest. Oh, complete 20. Yeah, whatever. If those feel somewhat pointless to you, you're spot on. Sometimes they give you, if they give you chests, it's great. When they give me corrupted gems, I'm like, all right. Fletch can't beat the bronze dragon on 450 of durable dragons. Krull isn't busting him fast enough. Any tips? Wait as long as possible to fire off Krull's ultimate. Try to get as much done with your party as you can. And then when the party starts to fall over, then you fire off your ultimates like Krull's. If he's spawning trash mobs like enemies, if it's a constant stream, because I can't remember, fire breath potions are your friend to keep that clear. But it's the same type of strategy as for Valindra's Shadow Mantle, which you may not have done yet. Unlocking Dragon Bait, you have fire breath potions that are going to click kill everything, and you hold your ultimates until the last second, and then shoot your load. Phrasing. Otherwise, another tank maybe. For health share, health potions. Find someone. You gotta stretch that time, that living time out as much as possible. We're gonna have an ad break here in a minute, as it says in the stream, but it doesn't always arrive immediately. Those guides contain almost all of Gar's Idle Champion's knowledge. It does not contain his circus information. Look. Hello, is it CC Mammoth? That's what we're going with. Hopefully it's close. And we're on the ad. I am not sure. We're gonna have to figure this out. I'm not sure how we're gonna do this. We don't have Carla. How do we not? Oh, I know what's going on. I'm like, how do we not have Karlach for Zerial stuff? It's not Zerial stuff. It's not Zerial stuff. But I believe. Now, yeah. Oh, that's rough. You can use Karlach for all of Zerial, but you can't use her for something that has a Zerial restriction because she's one shy on her charisma. That hurts. That hurts. No, sir, didn't like it. So it was asked and I answered in the chat, but I'll answer here. What's the EGS creator code? That stands for the Epic Game Store creator code. I am officially a creator for Epic Games in the sense that I create content on the internet that's about games. And so you can put my name in when you buy something. There's a little box for it that says creator code. And you make purchases on the Epic Games Store. for anything. It doesn't have to just be Auto Champions. It could be any purchases whatsoever, as long as it's spending money. If it's just redeeming of something for free, it won't let you. And even if it did let you, it wouldn't give me anything, because a percentage of 0 is still 0. But it's a great way to support content creators. It has been it has been a good way to help me pay for my groceries in the past. So yeah. It gives me between like 5 and 15% depending on the game of whatever you spend, and it comes out of Epic's portion, not the game studio's portion. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I don't understand Chaos. She's got plenty of charisma as far as I'm concerned. I don't know why. What's she missing? She doesn't have 20 charisma? What? Mythical region. Which hero is making everything move faster? Multiple are. BBG is reducing the number of quest things we need, as is Sentry. Briv might occasionally be jumping levels. I think we're out of jumps. Yeah, we used his jumps already. Sentry is speeding up the game like a speed potion. She's making it 50% faster than normal. Human is giving us extra credit for all of our quest drops. So we got multiple champions in here making the game go fast. And I'm using a speed potion. So we're currently at a 3.713x modifier. Highest you can get between Shandy, potions, and things like that, 10x. But all the other effects are on top of that. Okay, I need to build I need to build a bear. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do when we get to. Who's my DPS gonna be? I'm so used to just using Carlock. Oh no. Oh no. Why hast thou forsaken me? Antreus? I think we'd bring in like Antreus as a buffer. No, it's not nerds. I don't want it to be Dark Urge either. I really want Strongheart in. He's so good. We could Hitch. No, Raven Guard. We want Raven Guard. No. I don't think we can Raven Guard. I think we're going to have to. I feel like we're going to have to Catty Breathe this. This is going to be rough. This is going to be rougher than I expected, because I fully expected with a Zerial restriction to have Carlock available. Not remembering that Carlock is available for all Zerial content, not all content with a Zerial-like restriction. Oh my god. Where's the chest code? It's on the screen. Up there. Foinkerf Burr, or you can put !! code in chat so you can copy paste it. Yeah, Catty Breed may be where we're going, but then I can't use Duke Raven Guard. Then I can't use Duke Raven Guard. We'll have to play around with some stuff. DM in Carlock. Nope. Celeste, you garbage. Get out of here, Dungeon Master. I tried. Esmeralda is not a DPS. Oh, the year 6 pack? There is a year 6 pack right now, I believe. Is it on sale? Where was the pack? Oh, it is. 42 bucks. So, Lae'zel, solid. I just time gated her. Strongheart, strong. He is coming in the next event. But Antreus, strong. Myriad, real strong, and Finn. Yeah, good DPS and support option. Also helps you with patron stuff. So this is a pretty good pack. This is a pretty good pack. If this skin doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. It made more sense when there was a thing in the game called Seasons. But they went to live on a farm. Seasons went to live on a farm upstate. No, we don't get to visit them on the weekends. This is a pretty good pack. If you don't already have those champions, like it's the value changes based on if you have them or not, and what your disposable income is. Oregon, which champions work best with Warduke? Ugh. The easy answer is champions with positional formation abilities. Maybe? I think that's the easy answer. Here's the thing. I am not a Warduke main, and in fact, I tend to avoid Warduke because of his inversion mechanic. He basically takes all positional formation abilities and inverts them by adding not in front of the positional. So if it says buffs all champions in the same column on somebody, you put Warduke in the formation, and now that ability functionally is buffs all champions not in the same column. It just really breaks my head a bit, and it gives me a headache. So I don't do it. But there are people that really like it. He's strong, but he wants people with positional formation abilities. I cannot make that 10-person team because I am not a Warduke main. I don't main Warduke. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Lae'zel doesn't make this either. Lae'zel doesn't make this either. She's got a 8 charisma. She's so far from being in this formation. I don't have a lot of stat feats, even if people could get into the feat. Yeah, Warduke and Artemis both function off positional formation abilities, and I don't really. That's not how I usually like to play the game. Is like min-maxing those very specific things, but they're strong champions end game. You need to get lots of item levels on them, and eventually they become real strong. You can play them just because you want to. You can zoom. Not on this screen, you can't. Yeah, like most of the champions that have arrived later on in the game's existence, Warduke is has a very specialized form of power. Early on there were champions like Brunor and Celeste and Calliope and Nayeli, and they were very generic and straightforward because they had to be. Because back in my day, that was all you had was those core 12 champions. So they were a lot more generic, and as they introduced champions, they had to fit in a lot more situations. That meant they weren't necessarily super strong. They were super versatile instead. Or in Gromma's case, super versatortle. It's a turtle joke. So lately, because now there's over 130 champions in the game, they can just hone in on, hey, let's make a champion that fits this kind of very specific gameplay and creates this very specific kind of puzzle for you to solve. And that's what they did with Warduke. Mythical Region, can you explain your current familiar usage? Sure. I have 6 available right now in this party. So I have 5 on the screen because 3 will pick up like all the gold that drops and any of the quest items. 5 will instantly pick up the boss bag. So these are both semi-speed functions, right? Because the sooner you pick it up, the sooner you move on to the next area. And then I have 1 that's down here on Human's Ultimate. Human Ultimate with Human up here in the front is a speed, applies a speed effect. It doubles his speed effect. So currently I'm just trying to go as fast as possible, and I'm manually leveling up everything else. I'm not worried about the other ultimates because we're killing with fire breath damage, which is a function of our bud. Our bud is currently E173, but the health of monsters on the area down at the bottom left, you can see E95. So we're going to be clearing for quite a while. We're going to be clearing with bud damage for quite a while. Who knows? Maybe we'll shoot right past. Maybe we'll shoot right past 625. No, we're probably not going to. I will have to change this a little bit. Yeah, well, it's less power creep, Lediath, I feel. They've changed their design philosophy on champions in the last year or so. And they very much started leaning into both new champions and reworked champions as reworked champions just the last few months. As do these champions feel overpowered? As opposed to, are they just incredibly overpowered? They don't want to go that far, but do they feel overpowered? If so, then that's where they want them to be. They've just been leaning into that. And that means there's a lot of champions in the game that are going to be functionally fine, and you'll be able to complete content with them. But as you start trying to complete higher and higher area goals, you got to start finding stronger and stronger champions. Duke Ravengard is... He has the potential to be ridiculously strong. You pair him with Strongheart. Like, my current power combo is Karlach with Duke Ravengard and Strongheart. Like, those three just help me destroy things. For example, if you have Shadowheart in a team with Warduke, and she's using the ability to raise the damage of Bud setting champions only, that's not a positional. So no, it wouldn't work that way. But if it was all formation abilities, then yes. But Bud setting champion isn't positional. Positional is like in the same column, in the column behind, in the column ahead, adjacent, in the two columns ahead, like stuff like that. Within two adjacent slots, like those are positionals. Whereas what you're talking about is more of a directed formation ability, and it doesn't affect those. Started 2 days ago. Biberon, welcome. I'm watching your new account playthrough. It really helps, but there's still too many champions. Don't know what to focus on at the moment. I mean, yeah, you'll have a lot. You just kind of slowly got to learn them one by one as you go along. Obtain BBG with this event, or should I try another champion? I mean, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't pick up BBG. They're a speed champion, and if you're brand new, you may as well, pick up a slot 3 champion. Dark Urge does not really like the Modron cores. Oh, I don't know. I'm not a Dark Urge, fanatic. I recognize that they're strong and but their strength is in their ability to go everywhere, not necessarily in their actual damage dealing. You can build them to be strong, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be stronger than other champions given the same investments. So I haven't really paired them with... I haven't really tried to figure out what they would want in a Modron core. They do magic damage, so... Well, with that left spec, they do magic damage, so the magic core will work, but that's real glass cannon. Can't wait for Rosie rework. Same. I am crossing my fingers for the rise of Grandmother Night. I really hope they lean into her just wrecking things. Manly men. We're men in tights. Tight tights. I love that movie. I haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah, don't pick Binwin from the Flex Champions. If you did already, good on you for Dwarven Solidarity, but they're not great. And I don't know if they're going to see a rework anytime soon. Yeah, Rosy Meta, I would love a Rosy Meta. All right. I'm just going to pre-level. We're soft capped. We hit the soft cap. That's great. We hit the soft cap in the 300s. Something tells me we're going to do just fine on damage. Just fine on damage. You took Benwen, Monolu? I mean, again, Dwarven Solidarity. Love me some dwarves, but... No, Benwen's a challenge. When I first started, I thought people were saying Barrowin. I mean, there is a Barrowin. She's a dwarf, too. She's a tank, though, and she's a pretty solid one. Not amazing, but solid. Other than BBG, who would you suggest to pick from the event? Again, I really want you to try to work towards split the party. That's what I did. These picks were for split the party. My next pick is because I've done all the split the parties. I'm going to pick Merylwyn for Gold Find. She's a fantastic Gold Find champion. So if you need a reason to pick Merylwyn, Gold Find. The rest of these champions are okay. I would stay away from Binwyn. But everything you see on the screen here, you know, they're all good. They've all had reworks, except for Merylwyn. Merylwyn's still a good champion without it. So, yeah. Yeah, remember some of the variants are harder than others for these champions. But I did Nova on my main account, and her variant was the one that I had. Her third variant at 1600, the tier 4 version. Woof, so hard. Hey, we got up to area 215 with our solo Nordum. That's fantastic. Good job, Nordum. Now we're gonna go restart. Because he doesn't have automation on his core. Nope, get out of there. Get out of there. What are you doing? Get! There we go. Get! Alright, back to our main group. Oh, I didn't pick a specialization. Oh well. It's fine. Click damage is going to kill everything anyway. How good is Merylwyn's Gold Find at low levels? Better than what you'd be getting without her. I don't know. We'll find out when I get her on Wednesday. Pick Shock and need some for the slot 9. That's fine then. You pick who you need for split the party. That's the whole. Why did this? Let me say. When did that stop? Oh, Ravenous, I was trying to make that math work, and it doesn't work for me. I don't understand. I was trying to do this the other day. It doesn't feel like enough champions. So the Epic games would give you 5. The Jenny Gets Gold gets you Karlach. Dritz gets you 7. You still need 5 more champions. So you'd have to... Does it work out that Duke and Esmeralda... No, Esmeralda is a double with Thalora. I don't understand how you get into 12. I was trying to figure this out the other day. I don't understand. What's a good pace to be ready to do split the party? Oh, the second you qualify for split the party, you can do it. You can do it with... I have a guide for that. If you're having trouble, but the second you qualify, you can do it. I do it with core champions, the very first split the party, and they're never very strong. So I guess what I'm wondering, Ravenous, is what are the 12 champions that are getting you 2 in every slot? What's this stuff? That's why I turned off auto. What problems does Shaka cause in Bully for Vecna? I wasn't aware there was a problem there. Just in case I actually use Krydal. I don't want to, but I might have to. You're trying to use a 16-digit code in the cryptex. Copy paste is your friend. Click on this and then just copy paste. It'll extend. Otherwise, you can click here and change it to 16 characters and type it in. The copy paste is always the go-to for codes. Everyone's a little squishy when B. Dave Walters is your DM, to be fair, Lurking Rhino. Thalora, Marilyn, Spurt. Where'd Spurt come from? Spurt wasn't in this event, and Spurt wasn't in the giveaway. There's my first question. Carlock, Briv, Krull. Where'd Krull come from? Where'd Spurt, Krull, and Black Viper come from? Those are not part of the giveaway or any current event or giveaway. So there's 3 champions there that I don't know how you got, Ravenous. But that's why you're able to do split the party so quick. And Eliwick. Where did Eliwick come from? You've been doing this was not a brand new account. Yeah. You got 4 champions in there that aren't available currently. Yeah. So that's why you were able to just hop in and do split the party right away. You had 4 champions from some prior giveaway. Spurt, Krull, Black Viper, and Eliwick. And where you can find all the codes? I recommend just going to the Discord and the combinations channel. There's a website. There's a couple websites out there, but I don't use those. I find the Discord has all of them, and then I just update them. As I see the little light come on, I have everything muted except for the combinations channel. Well, in the news channels. But yeah, the current giveaway plus Carlock plus the current event gets you real close to split the party. Definitely, it just doesn't launch you straight into it. Because you can get, you could get BBG in 3 instead of Spurt for sure. You could get DM Dungeon Master for Krull. Then you just need someone for Black Viper. That's what, 7. We don't have a 7, and then a 10. We don't have a 7 and a 10. So you can get within 2 of split the party. Dorgan, no links. No links. I mean, Discord does have the old never expiring ones. They're just buried. They're just buried. But I don't think there's many of those. I think a lot of them have expired. You'll be back after it just takes 10 seconds, Torgar, and then as long as you don't do it again. Doing it a second time would time you out for 10 minutes. That's the bot. I don't know, Ravenous. I think maybe you would down. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. All I know is that's way more. The math wasn't mathing, and I don't even like to do math on stream. It still wasn't working out. No worries, Dorian. That's why it's just a 10-second timeout. It's not like we send you to Avernus or something. Did the person who did the Idle Champions data viewers stop playing the game? I don't know. I don't usually use any of the external sites. Yeah, that's true. The Celeste starter pack usually always works. It's a good pack. But they also tend to introduce new versions of that pretty regularly. Post a link. No, I mean a VIP if they want can post a link to one of the sites that has the other things. VIPs can post links, but there's one. But again, usually I stick to the combinations channel. Whoa, that's a lot of codes. I'm amazed. Oh, it's because you're a VIP. I was like, I'm amazed the bot let you post that many caps. VIP. VIP. Hey, ad break. Getting closer. We're only about 100 areas away. 100 areas away. We've made great progress, considering. 38 minutes. 525 areas in 38 minutes. Pretty good. Night, Chaos. This is going to be interesting. It's really... Oh, Penelope is our DPS. I was really trying to make this the DPS, Catty Bree, but the problem is the Laura buffs just, I think... Isn't it just the column behind? Yes. Yeah, the column behind. So... I want Catty Bree to be DPS. She's going to come up here. Plus, I think Penelope, her int qualifies her for BBEG, so I don't know. Penelope DPS might just do this. I doubt it. Welcome back, everybody. I don't know. If we keep BBEG in here, which we could swap for Grama. If we keep BBEG, we need to find maybe Azaka might work as a DPS. It's got a damage window though, like where she's not doing anything. I don't know. So far, we haven't had any trouble killing anything, and so I don't like to second guess even a speed formation. As long as everything's dying immediately. And so far, everything's dying. I mean, armored stuff is taking a little while longer, but that's to be expected. Why is somebody ringing my doorbell? Where usually, if you have a good amount of power, usually you can get up to like you can clear 600, and usually 601. If people are going to have a big problem towards the end of the run, it presents itself as 601 at 601. It wasn't I don't hear anybody talking, so I'm assuming it was a. Oh, nope. Hold on. Okay, it's the pest control people. I don't have to talk to them. 601 is when we get 6 out of the 7 fiends spawning, and that tends to be when you get one of them tends to be the one that makes everybody rush super fast. And that's when we might start having trouble with our front line. Oh, did it? Whoops. Moonbeam hit you. Moonbeam hit you, huh? Moonbeam right into the camera. Any chance that they'll add Heroes of Dragonlance? Low chance. Because this is Auto Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Very low chance that there would be named figures. It doesn't mean never. It just means very low. And named figures from anything else. I mean, they've started to cross. Wizards of the Coast has started to cross some of these streams, right? But still fairly low chance. There are Dragonlance themed skins in the game, for sure. Now, here's the thing. Because of the new campaign, back in the Eve of Ruin, there's the potential for all kinds of things to happen. Because back in the Eve of Ruin has taken us to all kinds of different places. Coming up on 600. I'd take Disney in my D&D. Give me character sheets for all the Disney characters, or like D&D character sheets for all the Disney characters. I'll take that. I ain't even mad. They can do Marvel crossovers. Sure. Star Wars. They have their own RPG system. That would mean Disney wouldn't acquire Wizards of the Coast. Disney would have to acquire Hasbro. Okay, we're having problems now. Yeah, Lucille's E187. We're hitting it. E187. More zombies. That's the solution. See? Told you. E192. Oh my god, we're doing it. I was like, are we just going to go all the way with this speed group? Oh no. Yeah, give me Transformers as Warforged and D&D. That'd be great. Okay, now we're having some problems. Here's a boss level. That is fair. Okay. We need to shoot for E200? Oh. As I say that, she delivers. We didn't break. No, we didn't break. Wow. Penelope. I just want to be clear. This shouldn't work. We just have more power than I expected when we got here. We all, like the last time I did Reya Reborn, we had E29 favor. This time we have E45. We've got a fairly solid fast core, like in terms of buffs. We've got some pretty good gear out here. We've got some legendaries. This is Penelope DPS. Penelope is a super secret DPS. That's a champion who actually has a decent DPS scaling, but isn't a DPS. Wow, we did it. That should not have worked, folks. I'll take it. I'll take it. So much for me building a better formation. Look, this is what I said. You build a speed formation. It may not be the prettiest. Does it get the job done? It gets the job done. That's all that matters. What are the 3 things that are available? Oh, it's got stupid corrupted gems and a red panda outfit. I don't have a limber.